Hey guys, today's topic of the video is going to be about Langston Hughes in one of the most important poem, Harlem. It's I made this video on the request of one of you audience. So let's start right from the introduction. But before starting, I will suggest you to subscribe to my channel so that you can get all my literature related videos. Moving towards the introduction of the poem. This is a very famous poem written by Langston Hughes. This poem was written in 1952 in a collection of poems, Montage of the Dream Deferred. It is a poem related to the African American people in USA during the 1950s. It is a short poem of 11 lines. Moving towards a short summary of the poem, the poet is asking about the dream of the African American people. Either it is delayed or shattered away. He compares or contrasts many things to his dream in order to explain his frustration about the deferral of the dream of the equality or the basic human right of the black people in USA. Let's move towards the poem text. It's a very small poem and very easy to understand, but it has a huge cultural and a historical context. Moving towards the analysis of the whole poem. First line: what happens to a dream deferred? The poem asks about the dream. Is it delayed or ignored? And he is most likely asking this question from the whites who are in authority. The dream describes a certain kind of hope or vision among a community of the African Americans. It gives rise to an idea that the dream which these people have is now continuously put off. It is neither about a dream at night or daydreaming, but it is actually about their goals, about their future, the hopes and dreams of the African Americans in the USA at that time. Their dream is actually the achievement of equality and freedom for them in the USA. African Americans are discriminated against against white people because of racism for a long time. Moving towards line 2 to 8. Does it dried up like a rains in the sea, in the sun, or faster like a sore, and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar, or like a syrup sweet? Explanation. The poet asks if the dream has dried up in the sun like a rains. Rains is a juicy fruit and it becomes useless after drying. Or their dream has rotten like a sore. If a sore is neglected, a sore is a kind of wound. If it is neglected, it becomes a pus and starts running. Is their dream rotten like a sore wound? Is their dream like a meat which is kept for a long time unchecked and is rotten now? Is their dream like rotten or stinking meat? Is their dream like stinks now? Is their dream has become like a sugar which is turned crusty with delay? The sweet also indicates the energy, the zeal, the zest and the enthusiasm in people which is now crystallized and crusty or wasted. Moving towards line 9 to 12, maybe it just sag, like a heavy load, or does it explode? Explanation. The poet further extends his doubt that perhaps their dream has lost its spirit due to the weight of the dream itself. It means that their dream is so big or unusual which has made it impossible to achieve, or their dream has exploded and now cannot be achieved Perhaps their dream is shattered away like some exclusion. Moving towards the major themes in the poem, goals and objectives, the American dream, difficulties of African Americans, a dream, aspiration, or the postponed dreams. Moving towards the understanding of the title of the poem, it's you can also take it as a historical context of the poem. The poem's title, Harlem, creates a cultural, geographical, and historical context for the poem. The Harlem Renaissance was African Americans' cultural and artistic movement during the 1920s and 1930s, when they came to the big cities of the USA like New York, Harlem, Manhattan, and it was the time when their art, dances, music, fashion, they and their everything became dominated, and they enrolled in army and fought for their country, America, USA, in World War II. But later, they face social injustice, racism, discrimination. During the 1950s and 1960s, the civil rights movement was started by these black African Americans for their equal rights. And just look at the poem. When the poem was written, it is of 1951, like a start of the civil rights movement. Moving towards the last slide, the literary style and device of the poem. Use of figurative language, like use of simile, like in line 3, 4, 6, 8. Use of like is simile. Metaphor, imagery, alliteration of D in the first line, like dream deferred. There is a use of colloquial language in the poem. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A B C D B E F E G H H, and the poem contains 11 lines. There is no special pattern of the poem. The poem is irregular and has 3 stanzas, and there is different structure of every stanza, and they have irregular form and length, and it may indicates the chaotic and irregular lives of the black people that time. Thanks for watching. Also comment in the comment box for further inquiry, and also subscribe to my channel if you like the video. Thank you.